Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Okay, today we are going to discuss the thoracic vertebrae. And before discussing the thoracic vertebrae in detail, let me check that how much you people know about the vertebrae, the vertebral column. What is your previous knowledge regarding the vertebral column? What is a vertebral column? Okay, most of the students were right regarding vertebral column. This means that the majority of the class knows that what is a vertebral column. Most of you have replied that it is a backbone. So you know that it is located at the back of the body. Okay, you know that it is located at the back of the body. Some of you have also told that it is extending throughout the body. So it is not throughout the body, it is just present in the neck and it is present up till the pelvis. Okay, so this is the sacrum and this is actually the whole spinal cord. So it is not present in the limbs, it is just present at the back of the body. Okay, and it is sometimes referred to as spine, it is sometimes referred to as spinal column, it is also known as vertebral column, it is also known as backbone. It provides a central access to the body, it supports the body, and it helps in the transmission of the body weight to the ground through the limbs. ठीक है, बॉडी वेट की इक्वल ट्रांसमिशन में ये हेल्प करती है. You have already told me, some of the students, that it has got 33 vertebrae. So it is not a single bone which is forming a backbone. It is actually composition of small bones which are referred to as the vertebrae. ठीक है? Vertebrae is the plural and vertebra is singular. So here you can see that there are 7 cervical vertebrae. Cervical means that these vertebrae are present within the neck. And there are 12 thoracic vertebrae. ठीक है? 12 thoracic vertebrae. One would be vertebra and multiple would be vertebrae. And there are 12 thoracic vertebrae. There are 5 lumbar vertebrae. There are 5 in the sacrum and 4 in the coccyx, and they are fused. Okay? In the sacrum and in the coccyx, the vertebrae which are present are fused with one another. So you can see here, this is the sacral bone and this is the coccyx, which is just at the tip. So it is not in a straight line, it is following certain curvatures. Okay, and you can see here the curvatures. We are not discussing those curvatures. Today we are going to discuss those vertebrae which are present in the thoracic region, which are forming the posterior aspect of the thoracic cage, which are present in the midline and forming the posterior aspect of the thoracic cage. So I have already told you that they are 12 in number. The thoracic vertebrae are 12 in number, and you need to listen carefully to remember the parts of the vertebrae. So here in this picture, you can see the vertebrae from the lateral aspect and from the superior aspect. This is the lateral view of the vertebra and this is the superior view of the vertebra. And here you must realize that this part is on the posterior side. What does that mean? That it is present at the backward position, or you can say at the dorsal aspect, and this part is present at the ventral aspect or the anterior aspect. All right. So here you can see that there are certain parts in the vertebra, and why we need to remember these parts, we must know that which parts of the vertebra are forming joints, through which part of the vertebra the spinal cord is passing. You know that it is a very important structure, and when and it is carrying the nerves, it is carrying, it is having the nervous connection. And if in a patient any part of the vertebra gets damaged, then it compresses the nerves which are passing through. Okay? So, in simple words, this is very important to understand the parts of the vertebra. Why? Because if a patient comes with a complaint of, you diagnose with the help of the signs and symptoms of the patients, and then you do the radiological investigation to find out the cause of those signs and symptoms, then you must know that there are certain parts in the vertebra from where the spinal cord is passing, from where the nerve roots are arising, from where the spinal nerve is um, formed and exiting out of the vertebral column, and then only you can diagnose the problem of the patient, the disease of the patient, and when there is correct diagnosis, only then there would be correct treatment. All right. So after emphasizing the importance of the parts, I'm telling you the parts of the vertebra. Let's see. This is the body of the vertebra. There is slight variation in the shapes of the vertebra present in different regions. Okay? The vertebra which is present in the cervical region would be slightly different than the ones which are present in the thoracic region, and same is the case with the lumbar vertebra. All right. So here we are discussing the thoracic vertebra. So there is a body of the thoracic vertebra. You can see here. This is known as the, you should follow my pointer to understand the parts of the vertebra. This is the body of the vertebra. This is the vertebral foramen. These are the pedicels. Those structures or those bony parts which connect the body or which are extending posteriorly from the body are referred to as the pedicels. Then on the pedicels there are certain deepenings. Superiorly it is known as superior vertebral notch, and inferiorly it is referred to as the inferior vertebral notch. Then you see here that these areas, this inverted V-shaped structure is referred to as the lamina. ठीक है? One is lamina and two are laminae. So these areas are referred to as the lamina. Then you can see here a process is extending posteriorly, which is referred to as spinous process. Then you can see here that These are the arm-like structures extending from the lateral aspect on both sides, and these are known as the transverse processes. They are present in the transverse plane and are referred to as the transverse processes. Then you can see here that these are known as the superior articular facets. Superior articular facets. You can see here these structures extending upward. These ones. These are known as the superior articular facets. They are passing, you can say they are passing upwards and they are facing posteriorly. There is no need to worry about all these. I will make it inshallah clear all these parts of the vertebrae. So just with a clear mind, with a relaxed mind, just look on the picture. And these are the inferior articular facets. ठीक है? Through these superior and inferior articular facets, the vertebrae are connected with one another. ठीक है? Through the superior articular facet of one vertebrae is going to get attached to the inferior articular facet of the vertebrae above it. And same is the case with the inferior articular facet. ठीक है? And also through the intervertebral disc. So in between the bodies of the two vertebrae, there is a disc of cartilage which is referred to as the intervertebral disc. Okay, here in this diagram, you can also see that this is the spinous process. This is referred to as the lamina. These yellow colored structures shown here are the superior articular processes. These are the pedicels extending backwards from the body. This is the body. And these red colored structures are referred to as the transverse processes. These are referred to as the transverse. Achha, the total number of vertebrae present in the vertebral column are 33, but in the thorax there are 12 thoracic. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Students Oriented Anatomy. Today we are going to discuss the thoracic vertebrae, and before discussing that, let's see that this is a skeleton which shows the whole vertebral column present in the midline in a normal human being. Here you can see that there are total of 33 vertebrae and there are 12 thoracic vertebrae which are present on the posterior aspect of the thoracic cage. So this is the whole thoracic cage, you can see, covered with ribs and costal cartilages anteriorly, as well as the anterior chest bone referred to as the sternum, and posteriorly the vertebral column is present, and there are 12 thoracic vertebrae as you can see. So these vertebrae are attached to one another with the help of inferior articular facets of one vertebra and superior articular facet of the other, and besides that, in between the vertebral bodies, as you can see here, these intervertebral discs are present, made up of cartilages. Here you can see that this is a thoracic vertebra, and this is the body of the thoracic vertebra, which is heart shaped. This is the vertebral foramen through which the spinal cord passes. These are the pedicels. These are the two pedicels. These are the laminae, and this is the spinous process. So in a human body, this body of the vertebra is ventral, and the spinous process is present dorsally, or it projects downwards, backwards and posteriorly. Whereas in the case of a thoracic vertebra, the body is heart shaped. Now we are going to see the other structures, like this is the transverse process, and there are two transverse processes, one on the right and one on the left side of the vertebra. And here you can see that this is the superior articular facet. I'm turning it to show that this is the superior articular facet projecting upwards, and I have turned it upside down to show you the inferior articular facets. Then you can see that on the body there are facets for the costal cartilage. Because this is an artificial vertebra, this is not a normal one. So you can see that this is not the original one, this is the artificial one. So the articular facets are present here. So through these articular facets, the head of the rib is attached to the vertebra. Okay? And on the transverse process, there are also the articular facets. Okay? Articular facets are also present on the transverse processes to have an attachment to the tubercle of the vertebra. Here you can see that the tubercle of the rib is attached to the transverse process of the thoracic vertebra. Here you can see easily, and the heads of the rib are attached here. You can observe that the head of the rib is attached to the body of the thoracic vertebra. So the body has got costal facets for the head of the ribs, whereas the transverse process has got the facet for the tubercle of the rib. As you can see here, that the tubercle is attached to the transverse process, and you can see that the spinous processes are projecting backwards, posteriorly and downwards, and you can observe that the transverse processes are markedly visible in the case of thoracic vertebra, whereas in the cervical vertebra they are not present, and same is the case with the lumbar vertebra. The transverse processes are not visible clearly, and you can observe that the lumbar vertebra have got thick spinous processes as well. Okay.
Thank you very much for watching and hope you have learned about the vertebrae.
Thoracic vertebrae. Good. अच्छा जी, कुछ पार्ट्स के नाम याद हैं आपको? लेट्स सी. Okay, in this picture you see here that an arch is being formed. Arch is, formed by the pedicels, the laminae, the posterior aspect of the, or you can say this anterior aspect of the spinous process on both sides, and this is referred to as the vertebral arch. So in certain books you also learn about that pedicel is or lamina is a part of the vertebral arch, so you can get confused. Therefore I am telling you that this whole thing is known as the vertebral arch. Okay, so yes. Okay, from your answers and your active participation I have realized that you have understood the parts of the vertebrae. Okay. Okay. Okay, for the thoracic vertebrae there are total of 12 vertebrae, and यहाँ पे भी जो है वो typical और atypical का मसला फंसा हुआ है. From second, that is T2 to T8 we have got typical vertebra, and 1, that is T1, T9, 10, 11, 12, they are referred to as atypical vertebra. This means that certain structures have got a different appearance. Those structures, those parts which we have already learned right now, they are slightly different in these vertebra from 1, 9, 10, 11 and 12, and they are referred to as the atypical vertebra. So we must first learn what are the identification points for the thoracic vertebrae. मैंने जो आपको पार्ट्स ऑफ द वर्टिब्री बताए हैं ये सब वर्टिब्री में कॉमन होते हैं. ठीक है, ये सब वर्टिब्री में होते हैं, बट apart from these transverse processes, and I tell you why. ठीक है, so you can see here that these are the articular facets or the costal facets. What are the costal facets? You know that we have studied the ribs. The ribs are attached through their heads to the body of the vertebra. Okay? So they are forming a joint between the vertebra and the rib. So here this costal facet is for the attachment of the head of the rib. These costal facets may be one or two in number in a thoracic vertebra. Okay? So here you can see that one complete facet is present and the other half facet is present, which is referred to as a demi-facet, as I have already told you. So one of the rib is having a complete attachment of the head, that is the corresponding rib. If it is T2, then the second rib is going to be attached here. Okay? And the other rib is having this attachment on the inferior costal facet. You need to follow my pointer to check out where is the superior and where is the inferior costal facet. Okay? Now you know that this is referred to as the body. The body of a thoracic vertebra is heart shaped. You can easily observe here that this is a heart shaped body of a thoracic vertebra. The vertebral foramen is circular and smaller as compared to the other vertebra, like those in the lumbar vertebra. So here you can see that the pedicels are moving posteriorly, as is common to all vertebra, but the pedicels are having notches which are referred to as superior vertebral notch and inferior vertebral notch. But in case of thoracic vertebra, you can easily observe in this diagram that superior vertebral notch is not clear. It is very shallow, but the inferior vertebral notch is quite a deepened structure. The next parts are the lamina. The lamina you can see here normally getting fused to the spinous process. The spinous process is usually long and it projects downwards and backwards. Okay? It is having the thoracic vertebra are having a long spinous process which is projecting usually downwards and backwards. The transverse processes are present. They are well marked and are having a costal facet. You know that the tubercle of rib, the rib has got head, neck, and a tubercle. So the head attaches to the costal facet on the body, but the tubercle attaches to the transverse process. So there is a costal facet on the transverse process which is referred to as the transverse costal facet on which the tubercle of the vertebra gets attached. Then you can see here that there is a superior articular facet as we have already discussed. These are visible in this picture. This superior articular facet gets attached to the inferior articular facet of the vertebra which is above it. And the inferior articular facets are usually infused, or you can say fused to the lamina in case of a thoracic vertebrae. So they are not usually very prominent and projecting downwards as are in the lumbar vertebrae, but they are fused to the laminae. So these are the identification points for a typical thoracic vertebra. When you see the vertebra, you can easily identify the typical thoracic vertebra. Now, where you need to identify, you need to identify this vertebra in case of your practical examination, which is OSPE, Objective Structural Practical Examination. And you can also ask about the parts of the vertebra, the kind of the vertebra in your vivas. Okay? So this can be a part of your viva, this can be a part of your practical examination, and maybe in case of if you have got structured answer questions, you may be asked to draw the picture. Okay, but if you are having only MCQs, then certain MCQs can come like transverse, the articular facet on the transverse process attaches to the which part of the rib, tubercle, head, neck. So you are going to pick up the tubercle. So this is how this can be asked in your exams. Okay, now moving towards the atypical vertebrae. You know that first vertebra and the vertebra from ninth vertebra to 12th vertebra are referred to as the atypical vertebra. So these are all, ये picture मैंने इसलिए यहाँ लगाई है because इसमें सारी आपको atypical नजर आ रही हैं and you can compare from one another. I have told you that in a typical vertebra the body is heart shaped, but in case of first thoracic vertebra the body is not heart shaped. The spine is long and it is not projecting downwards as in the case of a typical one. It is projecting backwards and it is a little horizontal, and it is a long spine and thicker as compared to the typical ones. And superior vertebral notch, as you can see here, is well marked in case of the first thoracic vertebra. So these are and rest of the points are similar as in a typical vertebra. Okay? So here you can see that the first vertebra is having not a heart-shaped body, it is having a spine which is thick, long and horizontal, and superior vertebral notch is deep and well marked. So coming to the ninth one, all the aspects are like typical vertebra except that it has got a superior costal demifacet. You can see here that in rest of the vertebra the superior costal facet is complete, but in case of the ninth vertebra it is having a demifacet, that is half facet. So in case of a tenth one, you can see that it resembles the typical vertebra except that it has a complete costal facet, you can see on each side of the body. Superior costal facet is there, but you can see that inferior one is not there. You can see in the first vertebra that inferior half facet is also there. Okay? But in case of 10th vertebra, ninth vertebra, you can see that the inferior costal facet on the body is not present. The transverse process for the 11th vertebra is very small and having no articular facet. Why? Because no rib is getting attached, no tubercle is getting attached for the rib, because you know that the 11th and 12th ribs are free ribs and they are not having a tubercle as is the case of the typical ribs. Okay. And in the case of the 12th rib, it is also certain features resembling with the typical vertebra. And you can see here that the costal facet is moving towards the pedicel gradually. अगर आप इस पिक्चर में देखें तो पहले costal facet की position ये है, ठीक है? Then we have got lots of vertebrae in between, but you can compare between 9, 10th and 12th. The costal facet is from moving from the body towards the pedicel gradually. और आप देखें कि 12th का जो है वो बॉडी में प्रेजेंट होने से ज़्यादा पेडिसल के ऊपर कॉस्टल फेसिट प्रेजेंट है. And you can see here that these are the inferior articular facet in case of 12th thoracic vertebra, and these facet resemble the lumbar vertebra because they are everted and they are facing laterally. ठीक है, बाहर की तरफ निकले हुए होते हैं, laterally face कर रहे होते हैं these inferior articular facets. And you can see here that the transverse processes are also getting smaller and smaller from one vertebra to the other. And in case of 11th and 12th, there are no articular facets on the transverse processes of the 12th and 11th thoracic vertebrae. Okay, moving towards the ligaments. So there are two ligaments which strengthen the vertebral body joints, the anterior and posterior longitudinal ligaments, and they run the full length of the vertebral column. The anterior longitudinal ligament is thick and prevents the hyperextension of the vertebral column, whereas the posterior longitudinal ligament is weak and prevents the hyperflexion. The joints between the articular facets are referred to as the facet joints, and they allow just the gliding motions between the vertebra, and they are also strengthened by several ligaments. So here you can see that this is the anterior longitudinal ligament and this is the posterior longitudinal ligament. Okay, this is the ligamentum flavum, this is the interspinous ligament, and this is the supraspinous ligament. So this is the cut section showing you the spine here. Okay, and these are the vertebral bodies, and you can observe the ligamentum flavum here. It extends between the lamina of the adjacent vertebrae. Then we have got the interspinous ligament, and it is between, as the name indicates, it is the interspinal ligament and it joins the spinous processes of the adjacent vertebrae. Then we have got intertransverse ligament, and the intertransverse ligament extends between the transverse processes, which is not. Take care of yourselves and your families. Allah Hafiz. Stay safe, stay blessed.